Hello, lovely human. It's been again a few days since my last video, and today I just thought I will just go ahead and do it. To be fair, I'm actually quite tired. You can probably hear it in my voice, but it feels like if I don't push myself to just come up here and do these videos, then it's so easy to just let it slide and just lose the habit of doing it. Anyway, today I want to talk about the emotion code, and one of the emotions that is part of the 60 emotions that make up the emotion code as created by Dr. Bradley Nelson. And this emotion is abandonment. Now, when I say abandonment, very often it sounds very extreme. It's, you might have visions of, being sort of cast away on a desert island all by yourself, abandoned by the people you came with, or something a bit dramatic like that. And I just want to say that actually, of course, that is also abandonment, but when this emotion comes up for people, very often it's not something quite as traumatic or extreme as that. It is smaller, but yet very painful kinds of abandonment. So let me give you some examples. Let's say a child of maybe 3 or 4 or 5. Let's say 4 or 5. 3 is really young, and they've been dropped off at school, and now they're expecting mom or dad to come and pick them up after school. For whatever reason, mum or dad is stuck in traffic or has got, delayed in some meeting, and then don't show up for 15-20 minutes after all the other children have been picked up. The child feels abandoned, because in that child's mind, every other parent or every other child got picked up and they didn't. And even though 15-20 minutes as a grown-up doesn't seem like a very long time, but for a child that can feel like an eternity. And so that sort of experience can manifest in the form of feelings of abandonment. And if you have repeated experiences of feeling that you are that you can't rely on somebody being there for you, or someone who you depend on for your care and your nurturing, doesn't show up for you, or doesn't make you feel supported, or doesn't make you feel like they're there for you, then that can translate into abandonment. The other kind of abandonment, of course, is in relationships, so it may not be a physical abandonment. It could be in a relationship where perhaps you are, in a significant relationship with someone, and they suddenly change the way they are towards you, but they don't actually tell you why, or explain the reasons why they've suddenly changed. And this can feel like abandonment. This can feel like you've done something wrong, but you don't know what it is, and that person has now left you or changed their behavior towards you. And this can be a deep feeling of hurt and abandonment that we can feel in friendships, in family dynamics, in significant relationships. So I think being aware of that is really important. And the final one, of course, can be in professional situations where, let's say you have a team in which you have a manager who has been very supportive, who's been a mentor to you, and you really relied on that person to help you with your work and your growth. And let's say that manager suddenly one day tells you that they've got another job, or that they're leaving, or they're moving to a different part of the organization, and so they're not going to be there for you anymore. And this can feel like abandonment, even though it's not, it may not be intentional, it may not be designed to hurt. In fact, most abandonments that we experience, in fact, every emotion that we experience, it may be tempting to put the blame on someone else. You know, you made me feel abandoned. You caused me to feel sad, or, you know, I'm grieving because of you, or whatever. But really, if we look at it in complete honesty, no one can make us feel any way, whether it's positive or negative. Our feelings, our emotions are a product of our own experiences, our own paradigms and belief systems, and it's our own reality that we create every time we perceive someone or something, and we make up a story about how that relates to us. So having said that, though, you know, you have to be an extremely evolved soul to take that view with every emotion, that, hey, you know, this is just me creating these emotions. Most of us are just, you know, fallible humans. And so I would say, you know, as a fallible human to another, what I would say works is for us to just occasionally step into the other person's shoes and think, how does this behavior of mine affect them? How would I feel if I was in their shoes? If I didn't show up on time and get that person waiting, are they going to feel abandoned? In which case, what can I do to acknowledge my role in them feeling that way, and do my best to apologize, make good, but also to not do that again. So that's abandonment, and it's one of those really interesting emotions which goes very deep, and actually recognizing it, releasing it, and letting it go can be very powerful. Look after yourself, and I will be back again with another SMS very soon. Bye for now.